gentlemen, and welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, we returned to the Avenger following our first encounter with the Chosen, and greenlit our first covert operation, led by Kilby. We sent a squad out to gather precious information from an Advent convoy, but the counterattack on the field proved too much, and we retreated before losing too many lives. In spite of this setback, we successfully completed our covert operation, gaining a powerful Reaper operative and successfully obtaining magnetic weaponry. The Councillor then came to us with information about the secretive Avatar project, which, if completed, would end all resistance for good. Empowered by this information, the squad embarked on a supply raid which secured us with supplies and alloys, allowing us to kit our operatives with the much desired weapon upgrades.
You stick with me and you'll be fine. The Reapers know what they're doing and won't let anything happen to us, you'll see. These new weapons the lads have in the workshop are sure to help with this. Hey, stop! Look there. You see it? That's the target. Take your time. Don't shoot until my signal.
So much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations. War games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
So we return on the Avenger, having watched a few cutscenes, and we've unlocked several different pieces of information. What we're going to do is that we're going to go for the plated armor research from that research after completing the implants here. We're going to continue researching our black market. This is when Kilby and Shen come back from their mission. Shen then actually ranking up, and our next plan then is to recruit an engineer. I think is the next one we go for. What's really nice about these covert missions is that it's almost a guaranteed level up. It's a lot of experience regardless. When you put Rookie up as a guaranteed level up, it's a really easy way to get stuff without actually losing anyone. The worst that can happen really is get a wounded rather than killed. There are some missions where that does happen, but usually that's when you allocate the prevent this from happening. So Shen upgrades up to a Grenadier class, and it looks like we've got a nice little set of upgraded personnel, I guess, as we continue our road around. I'm just looking around to see if I can upgrade these things, what I can build. I don't have a lot of supplies currently. We are going to get the
what can I do for you, Commander?
The black market, which is going to help us get a bit of money. We do actually have enough to get the shard gun, which is an instant upgrade for me. The shard gun and the magnetic rifle are two of the best weapons in the game at that tier. Obviously, there are obviously other tiers where there's just a flat upgrade. We finally get the black market. We get to sell quite a bit of our inventory, which is what we're going to be looking at doing. We're not going to sell that much. We've got 10 trooper corpses. We're going to sell about 5 of them, and then we've got a bunch of other stuff that we might sell off. We've got a superior speed upgrade. I should probably check if I've still got that, because I probably should use it rather than sell that. I could probably sell actually 62 supplies, really good. Regardless, I've recorded several episodes in advance anyway, so whatever I choose here is what matters. We've got quite a bit of intel as well, which is really nice, so that'll help us get stuff so we can either rush the experimental weapons, which I choose to do, as well as get the 98 supplies on top of our 27, which gets us over 125 exactly, which will allow us to then build additional research sectors. Due to the accelerated research for the experimental weapons, I think that's what I'm going to go for, because that changes to 4 days? No, I don't. Interesting. I don't know what I was checking then, but we do have the ability to make a power relay, which is very important to do, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be moving our operative over, so I'm going to be going over to the engineering section to build up the power relay. The resistance ring, having an engineering on there just improves the time rather than the actual possibility of completion, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight over to the soldier, which is the only thing really out there that we can do because we don't yet have the resistance ring. We complete the workshop, which as I was saying in the previous episode, is a really, really good building. Allows you to get up to 4 gremlins, which you can staff as engineers in the adjacent slots. So there'll be 2 gremlins currently. One of them is going to go there, as you can see, and then there's another gremlin which can go somewhere once that's been built. I'm not sure whether or not they can be used to clear place. I'm going to check that now, obviously. Oh, I can. Okay, yeah, so I guess the gremlin can clear that, so that's always very useful to do that. So that's all started off, and we can continue our mission going forward to find this soldier. Fire logo recovers from her wounds, this is Bernadotte. And then we get a resistance communication. This is our monthly outgoings, or incomings I should say, as well as the chosen activities, which currently we only know of the hunter. He's gone up into the knowledge, so there's an increased opportunity to hamper us, and they're going to go to, so they can choose to attempt to sabotage the Avenger, but they're going for training, which means that by the next week they will have an additional strength or 1 less weakness. I can't remember what it is. We also have the ability to swap our intel. I'm not entirely sure what these are called, I probably should brush that off, but one of those perks, which we don't get. We see a dangerous enemy detected for guarding an alien facility. Now what these are the alien rulers from the Alien Ruler DLC. I have erroneously selected not to do those missions. This includes both Shen's Last Stand and the alien rulers, so that kind of sucks. We're not going to see those super cool missions because I'm really bad at planning these things, obviously, but we might see them when we assault the facility. Meanwhile, we do have a covert op, which we're going to go into. So we're going to be taking this squad. We're going to take Pryor, McEwen, Lau, and Farlogo, all girls squad, all going in to the well, to the mission, I guess.
Resistance VIP is hiding in the tunnels not far from your position.
So we start the mission off on top of a train in the subway, so we are in an underground mission. We've got prior leading points. What we need to do is rescue the resistance operative, so it's effectively a rescue mission. Gotta get the VIP. Then once we've got the VIP secured, we've got to withstand, I think it's something like 2 or 3 turns of enemies, and then we can escape. Pryor leads the charge up, and we see that we've got 2 enemies there, a mech and a something else. I'm not entirely sure what they're called. I'll probably figure that out when I see them. But yeah, there's a mech. I'm sure they're not called mechs, and I think it's a commander that it was over there. But what we're going to do is that we're going to continue going forward. We can see Lau and McEwen are bondmates, so we're going to be able to see the use of those abilities. And Fat Logo sees some enemy, or hears some enemies out in the distance. So Pryor's going to go around the side. So currently we're not timed until we get to the VIP. And then once we get to the VIP, then it begins timed, but it's timed in our favour because it's time withstanding the enemy assailants rather than time before the mission fails. Farlogo goes around the side. We're going to see whether or not we can sort that out as well. McEwen has a really nice shot actually straight up on the enemy. But she's not going to take it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put her up on top, so she still has that height bonus, and it gives her a little turn just to move everyone up so that we can do some good shooting. Pariah's just going to go into Overwatch. Lau is also going to move up. She's going to get herself to a position where she can Overwatch. I probably don't need to, like I could rush her up. It's very unlikely they get moving. And now they're out of sight, so I'm going to have to move them up anyway to get in sight. And Pariah's got some audio of the enemies who are on the room to the right, which is over there, as you can see, which is where the VIP is. So for now she's not going to do anything, she's just going to go into Overwatch. Lau is also going to move up and go into Overwatch, and Fire Logo is going to go around, get ourselves a nice little triangular point attack on that side. McEwen is going to move up somewhere maybe? Where is she going to go? It's a very interesting problem that I'm facing here, is not knowing where the enemy's going to show up, because they're obviously up ahead, so really keeping her high is definitely a bonus on that side. However, it's unlikely that they're going to come back that way, and they'll probably just keep moving forward up towards the left hand side of the screen. So I'm just going to make it down and go into Overwatch. In fact, they're kind of doing the opposite of what I just said, so really I should have kept her up there. But she's down with the I was about to say with the lads, but it's all women, so with the ladies. So she's probably going to get a nice little good shot on that as everyone else goes into Overwatch. But what we're going to do first is launch a frag grenade to get that good old shred on the armor, as well as just get damage to both of them. It's convenient. So shredded both the armor on the Advent mech and dealing damage to both of the enemies. So it is an Advent commander and an Advent mech. Pariah shotguns down the officer with a fantastic Overwatch shot, and Fire Logo guns down the mech. And this is why getting the magnetic weaponry this early on is such a boon to the squad, because they do so much damage. They do so much more damage. They have much better aim. They've actually, magnetic weaponry has the best aim of any weapon. The obviously this is stock. This is without any scopes or anything. The plasma weaponry, I think it's plasma weaponry, is what it's called. I know it's plasma in the first game. Does more damage overall. Has better things in general, but has less aim increase. So you tend to miss more with those weapons, but you do more damage, so in the end it doesn't really matter. Lau is then going to fire off her flashbang. She's trying to get herself a good position to try and get all of them. I think I hit all of them at this point, so we should be good. But yeah, as we saw over there, we got seen as Pariah went around the corner, got seen and saw all of these. So we've got, I think it's an Advent Stun Lancer, a normal Advent Trooper, and, oh no it's not, it's an Advent Stun Lancer, the Sectoid, and a Fireboy. That's the official term. I know it's Purifier, but the official term is Fireboy. So we're going to do an aid protocol on Pariah. This is to up her defense because she is on the corner right there. And then McEwen is going to do a shot which misses, sadly, as she did just shoot right through that crate, so fair enough on the miss. And we've got ourselves a miss here. So the fact that these guys are disorientated is really great, because it means that their shooting is going to take some severe penalties. And as you can see, that's going in our favour at the moment, although the train is taking quite a bit of damaging. And this Purifier actually doesn't do any fire. Or does? Or it doesn't. Who knows? Either way, Pariah's right around the side. She's not going to move. She's going to just hit. Does 3 damage plus 2 from a Blade Master, so not a lot of damage. Lau's going to go around the side, hopefully going to get herself a good shot on the Sectoid, but it might not be the case. No, it's not really good shots anyway, so she's got an 80% chance to hit the Purifier, but that's not really what we want right now. What we're going to do instead is we can get Fire Logo to go around the side and try and kill off the Sectoid with a good flanking shot, which does get the critical for flanking, so that's always good. That's 11 damage, which is insane at that level. Like, all enemies have about 7 maximum at this stage, so doing 11 damage is so overkill. What we're going to do then, McEwen's going to fire her pistol, which does explode. And painfully, this kills Pariah. So awfully. Purifiers do tend to explode. And Pryor was very close to that, but if she had moved she would have been set on fire, and I probably should have just gone for the fire. Luckily, on the return, the Advent Stun Lancer does manage to miss McEwen with that. So, we are 1 operative down, we've got 3 operatives, we've probably got 3... We've got a nice little set, because we've got the sniper, we've got a grenadier, and we've got the specialist. So it would be nice to still have the shard gun, because the shard gun is so good, such a good weapon. But like it's okay. It's not like we got rookies. All of these are pretty good weapons. McEwen and Lau are both bond mates. None of them have lost any health, so we're in a good position while still having lost Pryor, which is a painful blow. That's like quite a high advance kill. She was like, I think she was either corporal or sergeant. I think she was corporal actually, because if I had sergeant, we've got the upgrade by now. For squad size, that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to move up and reload and get everyone in the right place. It's kind of, yeah, the loss of Pryor is still pretty tough in general. She was heading to be quite a good potential soldier. God, she's just lying there, just on her back, very dead. So, Lau is just going to butter in. It causes the enemy to start spawning. So here we go. So we've got reinforcements. As I said, we've got 3 waves of this. Now that we've got the VIP all good, so we've got to make sure that the resistance... Yeah, we've got to hold, so 3 turns. Make sure that the VIP survives for 3 turns, which won't be too difficult. We've got a really nice central building that gives us a lot of cover. So Mr. Alexander Robinson, just going to go around in a corner. I'm trying to figure out which corner to go for, so which is the most likely corner to get attacked by. So I'm going to put him in this corner here, mostly because that's right next to the drop site, which means that he's got full cover from all ends if they go through. And then with McEwen, I'm going to rush her up on top of the building to give her that height advantage and aim bonus when she shoots down with her sniper. So, coming down from the side that we spawned on, we've got ourselves some troopers, just regular troopers, and over on this side I think it's a trooper and a sectoid maybe? Yes. Trooper and sectoid, oh, trooper and sectoid from both sides. So that's going to be not too bad. We've got to take out the sectoids as soon as possible though, because the psychic powers from them is going to be a pain. Luckily we get ourselves our Overwatch. I say luckily, sadly they'd miss, but we did get an Overwatch slot, so that's not too bad. And luckily we get Lau's very loud counter attack and manages to take out the enemy. We also got some more reinforcements coming in, so yeah, we've got a time delay as to when we can do that. So McEwen's got ourselves a few shots possible, but we're going to have to deal with the shots that we can get. So what Farlogo is going to do is she's going to go around the side to get herself a flanking shot, and hopefully with her magnetic rifle going to be able to take it down with critical. No crit, 6 damage, still pretty good damage. I think that leaves him on 2 HP, so that's not too bad. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move Robinson around the side, because all of the enemies tend to be coming from the other side now, so he's just going to hunker down. With McEwen we're going to not do anything yet, although we could... Oh no, we are. We're going to go straight with the grenade to guarantee the kill on the sectoid. If it's got any loot, that is annoying, but otherwise guarantees our safety around the back, and it means that we can just defend ourselves from our little room. Another trooper falls down along with another trooper, so double troopers. So currently we've got 3 troopers on the field along with the sectoid. They're going to go around. Lau's going to shoot really loudly and it's going to miss. And then we've got a sectoid coming down here. I think he's dashed. He's dashed into the open, which makes him a very prime target for us. And then we've got someone who's going to shoot at and miss McEwen.
I'm pinned down here.
So we've got another now reinforcements coming from behind now. We've got one more turn we need to hold, so we just need to hold up and kill what we can. Sectoid's out in the open, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to go for, but we could use teamwork to get an extra action out of McEwen, who is in a very high elevated position. That could be very, very, very good for us. I'm trying to see where I can move Farlogo. I want to get a flanking position, so I move her not too far away, but it gives a nice flank on the sectoid there. does manage to get the crit this time for 9 damage, which kills it and makes the choice of who I'm going to shoot with much easier. So McEwen's going to shoot and miss the the trooper, which is really annoying, because the troopers are not very strong and a single shot of the sniper will kill them. So really, preferably I would have shot that guy and killed him and then use teamwork to shoot the other guy and kill him. What I'm going to have to do instead is think about where I'm going to move Lau around. And what I choose to do is move over there, which is a nice little flanking shot away from the VIP, which means that they won't be using grenades on me. I'm going to shoot at the guy who's most likely to use a grenade, killing him outright from the flank. And then Robinson, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him into a position where he will not be shot at. So I'm going to dash him out of range, but he does have full cover from all sides. The enemy then drop with 2 more reinforcements. This time it's 2 troopers again. So it's good because we've got rid of all the sectoids. We've actually got a trooper on the roof, which is very annoying for McEwen. But having no sectoids means you don't have to worry about psionic abilities. Instead, we've just got troopers that we've got to kind of be wary of. We are so lucky that Lau did not get hit by that trooper there. That could have been an easy crit. And then we've got more reinforcements coming from the enemy there, as well as Firebrand finally getting us our Sky Ranger deployment. The deployment zone being very close here on the top right hand side of the screen. I think I'm looking for it and I'm like, where the hell is it? Oh, it's over there. So I could run it in 1 turn, but I can't. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I can with all my operatives get there and escape, but my VIP would not be able to do that. So what that means I need to defend for another turn in total. So I reload with Lau and I go for a flanking shot on this trooper, killing him outright. That protects my VIP to an extent. Still got 2 troopers going on. I've got to think about what I've got to do. I know that there's a guy on the roof and that's really dangerous for me. So I need to think what I'm going to do. Also, this trooper is on Overwatch. I completely missed that on the commentary there, but he is on Overwatch. He does get killed, which removes that problem. So now we've only got Fire Logo who can do something, and I've got to get rid of either the one on the roof or elsewhere. So far, there is no one. All of the enemies are on the roof or behind, basically. So I just need to get into a position of cover where the VIP does not get shot at, and I choose to go for this one here. What I'm going to do with Fire Logo is I'm going to choose to go up into the train so that I can get a flanking shot on the trooper, and that means that it should guarantee the safety of both McEwen, which is important, but also the VIP, which is secondary importance, as we know. Fire Logo does manage to do that perfectly. Perfect execution. Really, this mission was perfectly executed, other than the fact that Pryor got killed by a effectively friendly fire. Also, I guess I did get flanked by Lau got flanked at one point, but it wasn't too bad.
It looks like they're running out of reinforcements. Let's get moving before that changes.
Running out of reinforcements probably could have, if I wanted to farm the kills, then I probably could do so. Got an Overwatch which I just completely fluffed, so I moved Lau up. I don't know whether or not I did it on purpose to trigger it, or whether I just forgot that there was an Overwatch going on, but what that means is that I don't need to worry about it. I can just advance the entirety of my unit up into the evac zone, get ourselves some nice little shots where we can. Sadly, McEwen is unable to do that, so she's just going to go up regardless. And then same with Lau, she's only got a sprint up, so she's going to dash up an evac, and we're going to get the VIP to do so. The annoying thing is with Fire Logo is that she has to reload, so there's nothing much that we can do. We can't get ourselves a free kill, more XP or anything, because we've got no ammunition left. Strangely enough, we leave the VIP to come in last, so he probably just gives the finger to them, and we complete the mission, having lost, sadly, Pryor. But, you know, these things do happen. Hopefully this will be the last death that we have to sustain. But yeah, overall, pretty good mission. So we return to the Avenger, 1 person down, but luckily 3 promotions up to Sergeant, which is actually good because it unlocks a lot of stuff for us. So we're going to get Lightning Hands for McEwen, not because Deadeye is bad, but because Lightning Hands is super good, like ridiculously good. Later on we'll also pick up Deadeye from her. With Lau we're going to go with Suppression, I think. Not because, once again, not because demolition is bad, but because suppression I think is just better. And then with Farlogo we're going to revival because we're going for a dedicated healer rather than for a anti-mech. And we pick up a new engineer, which is great because engineers are really great. We've also got low supplies, but that's okay. These things happen. So what we're going to do is going to stick Robinson up along with the Gremlin so that we can go and excavate that as soon as possible. With 9 days, 2 days until we get the power relay, and we're going to move back onto the fields. We've got a supply drop available from the supply drop. We've got even more supplies available. So we've got 1 soldier, 1 day for a soldier, 3 days for 110 supplies, and additional supplies for another 6 days. So it's a lot of things. Also, the Avatar project does go up by 1. We're going to have to deal with that as well. And it's another thing that covert operations are really good for, and we'll see that later on. So, good little power facility there. Gives us an additional 3 power, which we can then upgrade twice to give us, I think, just an additional 4 in total. So, upgrade it once to get 5, and upgrade it again to get 7. I might be incorrect with that, but we'll see. In any case, we're getting our supplies back. A covert operation with Carter and Long is changed. Get ourselves another engineer, and we get some more new covert actions. Every week they reset when we get our supply drops. I think it's weekly, or it might be monthly. I can't remember. I should know this. So we're going to put Lau and we're going to put McEwen on the case to go and hunt the Chosen. Then we're going to also add another rookie, Toshiba in this case, to get ourselves the ambush reduction. This also will give us upgrades overall, which is really great. In the armory then we get some additional soldiers, so Carter actually gets her upgrade from that. She becomes a specialist. I think that's all the upgrades. It is indeed. So we return up and we can get the combat tactics because we've got sergeants. Don't know what you two are doing there, you're on a covert op. But yeah, so we get ourselves upgrades, so we can get 5 people on a mission now, which is a really nice thing to go for. And then we've got 1 more day on our soldier to get ourselves a new rookie, which will be nice for our covert operations as well, which we obtain there, who's a specialist straight away, which is really nice. And that means that, oh, it also unlocks another thing, but we're going to go for the supplies rather than intel. We've got 119 intel, which is a lot. We do and will be using it later on, but right now we really need our supplies to build up our funds to get ourselves all the other things. And then the guerrilla op starts. Got ourselves just a standard one because once again we've not unlocked the relays yet to get to the other locations. So we're going to set up with our first 5-man squad, or 5-person squad. So we're going to go there with Carter, Floyd, White, Bernadotte and Kilby on a mission.
Menace 1-5, the communications relay is up ahead. Move in and destroy the target.
So, mission Operation Dread Serpent. It looks like we're in a town of some sort. It looks like a suburb, really. What we're going to do is we're going to put Floyd, who is our Reaper. I don't think we've taken out the Reaper yet, but there he is. We can see an Advent Mech and a Stun Lancer over there. And so we put our Reaper up top, which is always good. Gives us a nice little view range as well as additional aim. The big difference between the Reapers and normal snipers is that Reapers do not have the range of the snipers. They don't have that squad sight and they don't get that additional range as well from the Overwatch. But then we're going to move the rest of our troops around. We're going to get ourselves nice and loaded around the enemy that we're going to see. So there's a data transfer. We've got to destroy the data hub. That's what we've got to do. So Bernadotte's going to go around the side. She's our specialist. I think I've changed her up as being a combat specialist. So she's got anti-hacking. She's got hacking and getting rid of the... I think she's got the getting rid of mechs. Oh yes, I do, yes. Thank you for checking that past me who recorded this. But yeah, so we're going to start with a good little strike from White, who is going to fire off his grenade. Going to shred that armor down. 2 shreds, 4 damage on the stun lancer, and 1 damage on the mech after shredding the armor. A great little shard gun strike from Kilby takes down the stun lancer, and then the magnetic rifle from Bernadotte taking out the mech, which is great. Floyd is then going to go around doing a little scouting. So there's no point in him being on the roof if there's no enemies around, because he's not a sniper. He is, but he isn't, if that makes sense, because he doesn't have that additional range or squad sight. So I'm just going to go as fast as possible, and then we get another little comeuppance from the hunter. So we can see he's not increased his strengths or weaknesses yet, still got revenge and low profile, as well as being brittle, and his adversary being skirmishers. We don't have any skirmishers, so really it's only brittle. And we do have Kilby on the team, who can deal those attacks from melee. I think that's what brittle does. It's literally there on the screen and I've missed it, so I guess we'll have to deal with it there. So, alright, calm down Central, jeez. So Floyd is then going to go around the side, going to see what I can see, and I've got vision on 3 dudes in total. I could throw a claymore out. I probably should throw a claymore out. I don't think I do, but I should. I should have thrown a claymore out. So potential insta-kill on the trooper, but I don't actually get it, but I'm not revealed, so that's always good. With Reapers, they have a chance of being revealed after every shot. If they're flanked also, they're automatically revealed, but their chance of being flanked is much lower because their radius of being spotted is much lower. Just giving you explanations as we go. Alright, Bernadotte has a really nice shot on the side of this guy, does a critical hit, 11 damage again, more than enough to take the 4 health that he has. The hunter loves to berate his own troops. Kilby's got a 51% chance of killing that guy, so he's not going to take it. Instead we're going to get Carter around the side and see if she's got a better chance. 49% is not that much better. And then White is also going to move up to a position where he's got some kind of shot around the side. 50%, so he's going to go for it. Missing completely. And then we're going to get Kilby to fire off 51. Yeah, gets the kills, so technically wasted White's shot there, but how were we to know, you know? Carter going into Overwatch, we're going to get the psionic attack by the Sector, which decides to raise dead, which is the best thing it could do for us. Mostly because we don't want him to panic any of our dudes, we don't want him to mind control any of our dudes, we'd rather him just do nothing. We see the first of the Hunter's special attacks. He didn't do any of them in the last thing, but tracking shots. What that does is it aims at one particular operative. If that operative is in the cone in that time, shoots the operative with a 100% chance of doing a lot of damage. It's one of the best things about the Hunter is because it's really easy to dodge. Also, we're still not revealed, even though there's an 80% chance of us being revealed. So, as you can see, there's the cone. We just need to get out of it, and then we're fine. Later down the line, it could get worse and worse and more dangerous, but at the moment, we're all good. Bernadotte's going to shoot at the zombie, because that gives us an extra kill, or gives her an extra kill. And then what we're going to do with Kilby is slash the sectoid. There's a melee vulnerability, which I think just means it takes more damage. I don't think it means he gets a bonus to hit. We do actually get an earlier in core from that as well, which is very convenient and very nice. And Carter's going to move up, going to Overwatch, and White's going to do not the same. He's going to dash up next to some tables. During the chosen action, he's actually going to drop away from his... Alright, he's doing his little monologue because he's seen one of us. Yeah, he's dropped from his raised position, which is unusual. So we've got Floyd. What Floyd's going to do is actually go up on top of the roof. That way he's got permanent vision on the chosen. And he's going to be able to get himself a nice little bonus. So we've got bonus of 20% from height advantage, which is insane. He's also got remote start, which is an ability he has. So he's going to use remote start to blow up the car and deal 12 damage to the chosen, which is insane. That's so much damage at this stage. The Reapers are really good. Like they're seriously one of the best additions. In my opinion, the Skirmisher is still better, but the Reaper is really good, especially if you can use it pretty well. So we've got a nice little shot from Kilby, which misses sadly, but who had the chance to kill the Chosen. Because of that, he gets a low profile and a return fire. The return fire misses, which is thankful, but the low profile is annoying because it gives him a defensive boost because we missed. What we're going to do then with Carter is we're going to fire and destroy the data transfer device, which technically we didn't really need to hurry and do, because as the Chosen is on the field, that timer is locked, so it wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, get a nice little flanking shot from White, which misses, because of course it does. Like, the guy's in the most... Oh god, that missed as well. I clenched. Much clenching there, holy crap. Yeah, so the flanking shots, which I'm just missing in general when I really shouldn't be. The Hunter is then going to get a Trooper. He's going to summon him out of absolute thin air. He's going to tell us to stop there. Criminal scum. And get absolutely shot down. And then we get some bad shots. So Bernadotte actually starts... Does she die? Yeah, she's no longer bleeding because she's bleeding out. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't sure if Bernadotte died or not. But yeah, she's not doing great. She just got shot by the Hunter. Hunter rifle, very, very strong weapon. There's a lot of damage. So what we're going to do, we need to neutralize all enemies targets to finish. So we've got, I think that's 4 turns before Bernadotte dies. And luckily Kilby does manage to take out the Chosen, dealing 12 damage on that critical. Holy crap. Which gives him additional 5 ability points, which he can spend later on. As well as giving us a freeze frame. What's going on right now? Well, the Chosen has been defeated, which is great. After the first encounter that we had, where he just, you know, went with some information, we managed to take him out pretty good, and that actually ends the encounter in total, which is fantastic. Which means we can just go back. Everything's good. Bernadotte's not dead; she's just grievously injured. But it means that we didn't have to worry too much about that. I think in total it meant that there was only 2 encounters. Because we had the mech and the other guy, and then we had the 2 troopers and the sectoid. So in total only 5 enemies plus a Chosen. Not really the most difficult of battles when you've got 5 dudes. Also got 2... I've got a bond available between, which we're actually going to go for, between Floyd and Bernadotte, so that's good. Going to do that. Going to get a little photo. Usually I don't show you these things. I guess I forgot to remove this from the edit, but I guess this is the kind of stuff that XCOM 2 is all about, isn't it? But anyway, Bernadotte going to go with a Haywire Protocol as we continue down the aid protocol abilities, and with Kilby we're going to go with Blade Master because Phantom, I don't personally think that Phantom's that good. I feel like Blade Master is just a better thing to go for. Phantom's good. It is good, I'm not saying it's bad, but I personally feel like Blade Master is better. So, got ourselves the negative traits. So negative traits are really awful, and what you need to do to get rid of them is go into an infirmary, which we don't currently have, but we will have later in the future, hopefully, if we got the chance. Also got ourselves another engineer. We've got another Kilby, so we've got Michaela Kilby. And she will be helping us in the engineering department. She'll be taking care of all of the building, I guess excavation at the moment, but building of stuff in the future. And we have a supply raid over there which we can do. So currently we're going to go for supplies. We've got 212 intel, which is insane. 70 supplies, and we're going to go for even more supplies so that we can build some nice stuff. We've got a successful covert operation from Lau and McEwen, and the ability to find the Templars. So we've got Hunt the Chosen Part 2, which we can't do, but we do have sergeants that can go on the hunt for the Chosen, so we are going to let Lau and McEwen do that together again. There is a risk of wounding, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. It also means that we can get ourselves our Templar operative as well, which is going to be great. Toshiba upgrades down and promotes over to a Grenadier class. And then we're going to return to the main screen, I believe, to get ourselves some supplies, which will be really nice because we really need them. Trust me. So as we return, then we've got a few covert operations, got the alien machinery, got a lot of things going on. This game is a lot of stop and start on that screen. So we've got 113 supplies currently, so we could build another power relay, or we could build a lab, training center, which are the kind of things that we need, or even infirmary. We don't have enough supplies at the moment. We are going to go for them. I'm trying to think whether or not I should go for a training center. Training centers are really, really useful. They allow us to increase bonds, I believe. What am I going to do? I'm going to put a gremlin there, which is a very adequate thing to do. And then we can start excavation elsewhere. We've actually got 2 excavations possible, 2 engineer slots, and 2 engineers to go in those slots, which is great. So yeah, I'm just going to continue excavating while I can. I don't have the supplies to build things at the moment, although that's soon about to change until we get a nice little dark event there. So a minor breakthrough means that the Avatar project continues. Got 66 supplies, putting us to 179, and we've got a supply raid which we're going to go for. Then I'm going to hoard supplies for a little bit until the next mission. I think that's the plan. Or is it? Or are we going to build? I think we're going to build. I think we're going for the infirmary, if I remember. Yeah, thought so. So yeah, going for the infirmary. It's a really good thing to go for. It reduces all. Yeah, calm down, Shen. It increases. It reduces all the time in which our wounded soldiers become wounded. Will allow us to get rid of our super wounded soldiers as well. What am I going to go for? I don't think I should go for any of them because of that.
What do you know about
good
these
choice.
gene
Pass
therapy
me.
clinics, Doctor? They seem like a big draw
Power
for the
capacity.
cities
Yeah,
right
the
now.
power's going to be a bit of a problem for the next few episodes. I can tell you that. And about spoilers, power's a bitch. But yeah, so we're going to go with supply raid. I'm going to keep going forward. Kazakh has recovered from his wounds. The infirmary is really going to help us, and then covert operation done. Get ourselves a nice little Templar along with our Templar hideout. So there he is. Oof, he's a badass. I do like the Templars. Personally, they don't have as much of a diverse ability as the Skirmisher does, and the Reaper definitely. So they're the least favourite of the 3, but they're still pretty damn good. So that allows us to do another covert operation. We're going to do a lot of things. This is one of my favourite things of XCOM 2 enemy. Not enemy. I was about to say XCOM 2 enemy unknown. That's not the game. War of the Chosen. It's just good. I'm going to put file logo then there, along with some supplies to negate any soldier captures, and our rookie. I guess it's not rookie. He's a squaddy because he's a specialist. Then we're going to be able to. Oh, Lau actually upgraded up to lieutenant. Interesting. We're going to go with hollow targeting, which is better than heavy ordnance 100% of the time. I love hollow targeting. It's a stupidly broken skill. It's not broken, but it's very broken. And then we get Fuentes, who is our Templar. I'm going to go with Parry, because Parry's just better. Parry's a really, really nice ability as well. I will go through what these abilities do when we get them along and all that, but for right now, all you need to know is that Parry's really good. We'll see that on the battlefield. So we've got 2 bonds going on as well, 2 different bonds from 2 different people. And we go back to the bridge. We've almost created plated armor, which is fantastic. You can see a little cutscene as well as we do that. Oof, nice. Never got why the weapons got a cutscene, but the armor didn't. But yeah, allows us to make Predator armor. We've got ourselves loads of projects. Rapid excavation breakthrough. Advent opposite autopsy, which is what I'm actually going to go for because screw that breakthrough. It's going to be great, lots of stuff, but we're going to go for this one.
The Advent officers appear to be similar, if not physically the same as the common Advent trooper in terms of power and agility. However, field reports indicate a more developed mental acuity, as the officers do provide tactical directives to the subordinate Advent forces. And after that cutscene, that will do it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will join me next time.
Commander, I've got the debrief regarding the operation you had McEwen and Lau complete. Looks like the Templars are very happy to join the fight against Advent and have sent us one of their own, Fuentes, to assist in all future operations. There was another thing. Yes, one of the Templar sages, Davies, it seems, was requesting a meeting. Should I arrange that for you, sir?